Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on November 29th, 2023. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet. Welcome to the Daily 2, giving you your space weather update as well. Earthquakes, volcanoes, and world weather. Looking at some pretty wild images here the last 48 hours on our sun. As we've seen that strong M-class solar flare yesterday and a large plasma filament spinning around the northern surface of the pole of our sun. Looking at the last 48 hours incoming. This is where we see a coronal hole region on the left-hand side, cooled surface on the Earth, and as well multiple incoming sunspots. Outgoing images here. This is where we saw that plasma filament eruption on the right-hand side. And we've had now 3 C.M.Es projected towards Earth during this heightened solar maximum. Looking at the last 48 hours of events, multi-spectrum. Most notable, the M-class solar flare right there from the southern region of our sun. And as well, big, deepened coronal hole stretching across the equator, getting ready for an Earth-facing event. Amazing images here, brought to you by Solar Dynamics Observatory, mixed with daily events worldwide. Looking at another light here, 171 angstroms. Lots of activity here amongst the dozen sunspot regions that are Earth-facing right now. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. Current space weather conditions, there are none to report until the 1st of December here, coming up pretty quick. Solar X-ray flux showing still that large and strong M-class solar flare. Geomagnetic activity is low for now. Small aurora forecast for tonight across the Canadian prairies and into Alberta and BC. More northern regions, but nothing spectacular. About a 20 to 40% probability. But we do have some space weather coming our way. Having a look at the Space Weather Prediction Center, showing the spiral of space weather events taking off from our sun. We are the little green circle on the right-hand side, and of course the center yellow circle is our sun. 1, 2, 3 strong coronal mass ejections, all directed at Earth. Now, as I said, the first couple, which I noted and posted, most likely are going underneath Earth. Having a look at the ISWA Space Prediction Spiral, this is our third and final C.M.E. Just showing the date of the arrival there in the top left-hand corner. Having a look at LASCO 3, nice broad spectrum of the last 48 hours of events, and you can see that large halo C.M.E. from the M-class solar flare, and as well the other couple solar flares producing C.M.Es. Interesting stuff. All right, let's get to earthquakes here the past 24 hours, as it's still a little bit quiet. Just over 200 earthquakes according to USGS, but we did have a notable earthquake here, 4.3 earthquake, Bandon, Oregon. That is the Cascade region, Juan de Fuca Plate, and that's something I warned yesterday in the video. As well, active Aleutian Islands, 4.5, Fox Islands yet again. Lots of activity through the Philippines Plate, largest across the world right now being the 5.2, Indonesia. And the deepest the past 24 hours is a 4.5, 200 kilometer depth, 592 yesterday. Notable activity through the Indian Plate and up into China. 4.8 there, Oman. Notable 5.1 earthquake here in the Barbados region, Windward Islands, Caribbean Plate, Cocos Plate. Peculiar activity throughout, so heads up. Pacific Plate and eastward. Now let's have a look at the last 7 days for shakers around the world. Take a quick moment to thank you all for watching, and as well thank you for subscribing to the channel. Please like and share. We are getting close to 70,000, ultimate goal of 75,000 followers around the world, keeping humanity aware and prepared. That's what this is all about. Still, heads up, North American plate and central towards the Caribbean. Now let's get to Pacific Disaster Center, showing the most recent satellite imagery and most recent volcanoes getting updated. Got Santa Maria in Guatemala, as well Popo in Mexico, Krakatoa, Indonesia. That awakened 2 or 3 days ago. Snow squalls straight across Ontario, Sabancaya in Peru, Bagana, Papua New Guinea. Look at all these flood alerts. A lot of them are in through parts of Eastern and Central Africa. We've got Reventador in Ecuador, Dakono in Indonesia, Sangay in Ecuador, Fuego in Guatemala. Landslide reported at Kilimanjaro, Manam, Papua New Guinea, newly awakened 18 hours ago. Semeru, Indonesia. So that's about 10 volcanoes getting updated today. One of them awakening only 18 hours ago. Having a look at satellite imagery right now. High pressure, cold ridge moving into parts of North America. Lingering low pressure systems strong off both coasts. One of them bringing severe weather to Newfoundland. The other one getting ready to bring in a rain train to the west coast. Wet and wild week ahead for you guys. Overlooking Australia, Southeast Asia. Low pressure systems are still lingering across the continent. I'm sure they're enjoying all the moisture, but it might be a little much for their dry, desolate land. Overlooking Europe, Africa. As you can see, daily evaporation rains popping up straight across the Congo. I mean, that is normal, but it's a little extensive this year. Now let's get to the windy weather forecast, showing a low pressure system in the Hudson Bay and as well a pretty strong system coming out of Texas. It's going to bring extreme weather event all across the Gulf states, and that will continue for a few days until these cold fronts move in, and these low pressure systems here in the long range will help. Alberta Clipper developing in the long range, and low pressure systems lining up along the west coast coming in BC Washington border. Overlooking Europe, Africa. Pretty electrifying event throughout the week here, showing a lot of thunderstorm activity. Daytime evaporation thunderstorms. Big low pressure systems developing in the North Atlantic. Windy event expected there for the west coast of Europe as well. But then watch for eastern parts of Europe. Deep freeze is coming. Stay tuned for temperature forecast. Overlooking Australia, Southeast Asia, lingering low pressure system in the Bay of Bengal, smashing into eastern shorelines of India. Pretty strong systems here developing through the North Pacific, all lining up and heading into Alaska, BC border. And then these systems in the long range, watch for them to come even further south, bringing a lot of moisture and a lot of cold temperatures. Having a look here at the forecast models for North America. Purple colors, that's minus 25 and colder. But you can see higher elevations all across the United States. Lingering cold temperatures below freezing. And that's at nighttime. But those purples are growing. But growing a little bit quicker here through parts of Russia and Eastern Europe. Looking at these forecast models You can see the big purple double digit below freezing temperatures just creeping right across. Temperatures throughout these regions of Russia, minus 33. That's without the wind chill. Pretty strong winds associated with that big high. Up into the pinks here, looking at minus 45 degrees Celsius. Things are definitely shaping up in the northern hemisphere. So stay tuned, as these cold temperatures might stick around a bit quicker than you think. Definitely have a white Christmas for most of North America. And of course, we can always thank the polar vortex for helping fuel winter. Having a look here at the most recent wind models, upper level winds. North versus the south. As we go through these changes, documented here today, November 29th, 2023. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. Welcome to this family and welcome to the journey. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. Get your daily due. Bye-bye now. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.